Today we're going to take a look at Sweetwater Forest Campground, Brewster, Massachusetts, on Cape Cod. So the first thing I'll say about Sweetwater Forest is it is indeed a forest. It is forested very well with a bunch of different deciduous trees and conifers. It's beautiful here. Makes one think about what the Pilgrims must have seen when they first landed on Cape Cod. The vegetation is very thick. The second thing I'll say is that the staff is excellent, outstanding. They will go out of their way to help you and make sure that you are okay and that you are having a good and pleasant experience here at that campground. When you first arrive at Sweetwater Forest Campground, there's a nice paved entrance separate from their exit area, and then there's a nice long dirt road that takes you up into the campground, and there's some gnomes. It's a gnome zone, so watch for the little gnomes. Once you arrive at the campground area, the speed limit is 5 miles per hour. You'll see some stables to the left. It is private property and the horses do bite, so be careful over there. You can look at them, but don't touch. Once you get up into the actual camp area, there's a beautiful little cabin, which is the office and the store. Pull up to the stop zone and get out and check in. They will give you a map and your little car pass, and you'll be on your way to your site. Behind the camp office is the camp store, and they've got a variety of foods. They've got a lot of little goodies that you can do. You can get the firewood, you can get the ice, you can get the milk, the eggs, and a few trinkets for souvenirs. Should note that the roads are mostly dirt and gravel and can be soft in some places. And there are some paved spots too, particularly on some of those tough hills. There are some paved areas. All the roads are well marked, and most of them are one way. The campground sits on some rolling hills, so there are various loops and various levels to this campground, some on high ground. Most of the ones on the high ground are the seasonal, and then there's some really down low near the lake area, and there's some in between. The seasonal sites are very well cared for, and they probably pay a pretty penny to stay there. All the sites are very well marked. Some of the sites are very wide, some of them are very deep, some of them are not so wide and rather shallow. Each site comes with a picnic table and a fire ring. And there's a pedestal that has water, power, and cable TV. Of course, different sites have different power arrangements. Ours was 30 amp and 20 amp. And most trailer sites have a sewage connection. This is a very large campground with lots of loops and lots of area. Various different types of campsites. They have sites with water, electric, sewer, cable, water, electric, sewer, water, electric, just water. Rustic campsites for tenting. It all depends upon the loop that you're staying in. These rustic sites have tables and campfires and a central water area. We saw all sorts of trailers here, every kind imaginable, from your little tiny campers to your couples campers to a truck camper to your larger travel trailers, fifth wheels, Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, everything in his park. Oh wow, a vintage cruiser. I like those. There are a number of bathhouses throughout the campground. Along with dumpsters next to them. And there's a sink outdoor for doing your dishes. Also next to the bathrooms you'll find guest parking and extra vehicle parking. On the way out of the campground there is a dump station. It's right by the lodge. They have a place where they have free air for your tires. They have a good sized maintenance yard, so they can care for the roads very well. Sweetwater Forest is very much a family-oriented park. Plenty of playgrounds, plenty of comfort stations, and plenty of bike paths. The campground provides a great place to ride a bike, including some bike trails. They do have a fair amount of recreational activities here. There's a golf course, there's playgrounds, there's biking available, there's boating, on the lake. There's no pool, but then you're here at Cape Cod. You're here to go to the beach and enjoy the water around the Cape. That's why you come here. There are multiple playgrounds throughout the campground. This one's for little tykes. They have a basketball court, half court actually. There's a log cabin recreation room, or lodge. Inside the lodge is a pool table and a TV viewing area. Under the lodge is a video arcade room, along with air hockey and ping pong. There are a number of little hiking trails throughout the park that you can take. Some of them very wide, some of them very rugged. There's a small pond at the campground. You can rent boats, canoes, go out on the water. Any fishing at the pond is catch and release only. Of course, you know, the dogs are allowed, so please keep them on a leash and clean up after them. There are dog cleanup stations throughout the park. Does this campground have any cons? Well, I would have liked to have seen a dog park for such a large campground and with so many dogs here. That would be a nice addition. Plus the fact they didn't have a laundry room that I saw. Doesn't mean they don't have one, I just didn't see it. Yeah, those two additions would be helpful. And rabbits. Saw lots of rabbits. Well, that's going to do it for this week's review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. And until next time, we will see you on the streets.